Hey y'all. I look like a nerd today because I have blue light glasses now and I haven't washed my hair in days, so we're just doing the space bun thing. So anyways, today's class is going to be super quick because again, I'm not our teacher, so I'm supposed to give you guys 20 minutes of work a week, and so I'm gonna actually just give you a real quick like spiel, and then I want you to go and work. And next week I want to show you guys like more of like the progress that the rest of your class is making and things like that. But this week is more of just an extension, and so I'm gonna go ahead and push record. Okay, so today is April 21st, and this is art class. So for 8th period, what we did last week was essentially brainstorm for what we're doing this week. So this is a 3-part project. Hashtag Corona Mason. If you haven't watched last week's class, you're gonna need to. And the first part was just brainstorming and learning a little bit about it. The second part is drawing it out, and the third part is adding shading or detail or color. And so if you want to do that ahead of time, that's no worries, but that's kind of the structure of it. If you are a little bit behind in my class, here are all the assignments that I've had so far. I've had the Handscape project, I've had the Play with Your Food or Something Else project, and I've had the Brainstorming project. And so where you're just brainstorming like for what we're doing right now. And those are the only few grades that I have in. But make sure that you're getting those things in if you haven't already. It's really simple, and even if it's in late, I'll still get it in the grade book, but our grade's going to look pretty junky until then, if not, because I'm not putting in that many grades. So make sure you're doing all of those things. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so let me scroll up here. Last week I gave you guys this template, and your whole assignment was to brainstorm 10 things that you would want in a Corona Mason room and get this template ready. So that could be printing it off, that could be drawing out a room with a staircase. One of those two things was your assignment last week. And so this week I put the link on here, and you got this PowerPoint last week, but it'll upload again with the assignment this week. And it shows you examples of a ton of other people that have responded to this exact same prompt by that artist. And so there are younger kids that have responded to it that just printed out the template and drew onto it, which is okay. There are people that have done it digitally, which if you feel like you have the skills to do that, then totally go ahead and do that. And there are people that have like taken the same concepts and tackled it a different way. I showed you guys last week an example where somebody had created this with Legos. And this is somebody who made it on a chalkboard. I could do it on my whiteboard back there. I have some people doing it on Minecraft and with just different software type things. And all of those are okay as long as it still has the integrity of the project, which is a room with a staircase on the left where you're putting personal things that you would want in your space with you. And there's other artists that have responded to it as well. And so I want you to look at these examples for the purpose of, I love that you have your fur baby on here, for the purpose of essentially just giving you some ideas of different things that you could include and incorporate, especially when it comes to the structure of the room. So like, for example, this room has a different type of staircase. So instead of a staircase, it's like a step ladder. It has one of these doors that you enter like from that. It has a skylight. It has design on the wall. It has lights hanging from the ceiling. So there's all these things that are incorporated that are, and I think there's a window on the right over here that are kind of structures in the room. Another thing I want you to notice is how to make things look like they are going back into space. It's important that you include, especially in pre-P, I want you to consider how to make things look like they have depth, like they have space. And so this desk, for example, at the back left corner, hi Destiny, this desk, for example, the angles that are going backward, that's what makes it look like it's going back into space. And this cat tree and this TV stand. And so if that were just a rectangle, it wouldn't look like a three-dimensional thing, which kind of takes away from the idea that this is a space instead of just some flat boxes. You know what I mean? Other people have done this with marker. You can do it digitally. Again, this is really simple, but it still works. It still has detail. And this one I think was even done on like a Google Slides or some kind of digital format like that. where you can clip different things and paste them on top of one another. That's also an option. So I understand that everybody in here, one, has different artistic abilities, and two, has different tools at home. And so use the things that you have in order to be successful at this. This is one of my favorite ones that I found on there. I like it because she included like a little reading nook. You got your window, you have a stylized staircase, there's a chandelier. There's just a lot of little things to look at, which I love. But I also really like how you can tell that this is done in the artist style and it has like a specific color scheme. And so I want you to think about like your style as an artist and how you can kind of incorporate that in the room as well. And then this was done digitally too. And so if you want a little video, I was going to do this on the call, but just for time perspective or for time like reasons, I wanted to make sure that you guys had a resource to understand how to make things look like they go back into space. But some of you might already know, so I didn't want to make that mandatory in this call. But there's a YouTube video linked there for you guys if that's something that you don't really know how to do. And make like perspective is just the illusion of depth, right? And so if that's something that you want to look at, I've included a link here for you. And then here's like a little overview of your assignment. So I included like 5 different qualifications for it to kind of be on point. Number 1, draw and detail your ideal quarantine space. 2, at least 5 of the 10 things on your list that you created last week should be in there. Now, the reason I said on your list that you created last week is I don't want you to just draw a bunch of stuff that's like easy, that has nothing to do with you. Like, I want to be able to look at these and tell the difference between Brooks and Evelyn's and Destiny's. Like, I want to be able to tell who's it's for based on knowing you guys and based on knowing the things that you like and reading your list, okay? But think about, when I say at least 5 things, like you probably need more than 5 things to fill a room, right? So if somebody told me to stock a room with stuff that I wanted during a social distancing quarantine and that's the only room I could be in, then I would probably not, like, listing 5 things. I could list cat, dog, husband, iPad, coffee. But like, that's not all the things I want in that room. That's kind of weird. So it's probably going to have more than 5 things in it, but I want you to include at least 5 of those things you brainstormed last week. Consider giving the room different qualities. So I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm not trying to be stuck in a room without a window for an extended period of time. I like seeing outside. It's pretty. Consider, like, do you want to be at the beach? Is there a beach outside your window? Do you want there to be like, growing up, I always wanted one of those like rooms that had a window and you could like step out onto the roof and you could sit on the roof. I always wanted one of those rooms. And so I could include that. Yeah, so like, what structural properties of your room do you want there to be? Number 4, I'm okay with doodles as long as there's detail. What that means is if you are drawing a couch, what is on the couch? Are you on the couch? Is there a cat on the couch? Is there a bag of chips? Is there a video game controller? Is there a sketchbook? Is there a pet? Like, what is on your couch besides you? Because like try to make sure you add detail, right? Really think about being in that space. And then number 5, you guys know this because you're pre-P, draw it until you get it right. Like, don't commit to like this drawing and do it really dark and then mess up and not be able to correct yourself, okay? So after you're finished with your drawing, you're going to upload. So if you're in Prairie Art, it says right here, upload to our Classroom Flipgrid. So last week I shared on our Google Classroom stream how to access our Classroom Flipgrid. Brooke already uploaded some stuff there. And essentially Flipgrid, let me escape from this. Flipgrid is pretty much a portal or a place where you can upload different videos and pictures and your classmates can see them. So that's kind of cool. So let's look at, can I go like back to fail? Okay, my grids. So I'm only doing this with pre-P classes, but what I want you to do is upload your, I'm basically going to take a grade on your progress this week. I can show Brooks if you want me to. I'm going to take a grade on your progress this week, and I want you to upload your progress to Flipgrid in some kind of way so the rest of your classmates can see it. If you cannot figure this out, you're welcome to upload a progress picture to Google Classroom instead. But I thought it would be cool if we uploaded it to Flipgrid, and I'm going to give you a grade for doing it. So For example, I made like 3 different topics here. I'll show you them in a minute. But one is just say hello and give us a life update. Brooke gave us a life update, but I also posted a life update. And it's basically like, how are you doing with the coronavirus things? Hi, my name's Destiny, blah, 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 blah. Like, just say hi. One is art that you're creating. And so if you're creating other artwork, then show your classmates. And then this one is show us your sorry. This one is show us your Corona Mason sketch. And you can record a response on a on your Chromebook, or you can record a response on your iPhone, and they have an app, or you can do this on the computer interface. So that's just a few different ways that you can do this. So we're gonna watch one. Sugar, sugar. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, honey, honey. Dun, 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 dun. You are my candy girl. Yeah, well, that's Brooks. So the cool thing about Flipgrid is that you can make like different effects and things. I just think it's fun, and so you could turn the camera around and like show show your artwork. You could talk about your artwork in the video. You could say the things you're incorporating, and so it's just a way, like almost to try to simulate some of like, you know how when you guys get bored in class and you don't actually want to work and you get up and walk around the room. Um, you get up and walk around the room and look at other people's work, because it's inspiring, but also it's just like a way to build community and talk to one another and have friends and things. And so I kind of want to like simulate that a little bit with the Flipgrid situation. So that's a way for all of us to keep in contact, and it's a way that I want you to turn in your progress this week. Again, if you can't figure that out, upload to Google Classroom. I'll give you the points. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's my spiel. I'm going to stop the recording.